Morning, everyone. I got disgusted with what I saw on the on YouTube so far on ratcheting straps and how to use them. So everybody's seen them, I think. If you never have, they usually come in a 4-pack, something like this. 4 of them in a row, and they usually have a component like this, and then an extra piece with another hook that you do some threading on, and everybody shows you how to thread them, and that's all good and everything. They look brand new like this. They're beautiful, nice and shiny, and they work fairly well. This thing just goes back and forth like this, and then after a year or two they start looking like this, rusty, dirty, corroded. You know, little components start to work a little, they squeak. So the first thing I like to say is, if you want to keep them working pretty good all the time, get a product like a white lithium grease. You just the same stuff they put on cars for door hinges and that kind of thing. Generally doesn't get stiffer in cold weather. It's a lithium base. Spray it on, looks kind of like liquid, but as it dries, it turns to kind of a white, thin grease. And that'll last, I don't know. It washes off with weather eventually, but this will keep things working real smooth. On something old like this, once you get that thing wound up and you try and unwind it, it's going to be a problem because things, you got to pull pretty hard to get that to unwind. However, put a little grease on there. Go ahead and put a little on here. Let that soak in. And just put it on all little moving parts, because you want the whole thing to work, every little piece to move. If it doesn't, you're going to be fighting with this in cold weather, and you're really going to get pissed off because you think they don't work. But in fact, it's just that they need a little lubrication. Get them lubed up. Maybe work it a little bit. Open that thing all the way up. All of a sudden, that thing works like a dream. You know, wind that thing up and open it all the way up, and whoop, just like that. It's beautiful. Hopefully I didn't get some oil on the lens there. So that's an older one. Just a little bit of grease makes these things work like new. Now, some of the components, I'm gonna look at the new one here. It might be easier to look at. There's two things you should recognize. First off, these ratcheting teeth. So you can see right in here that this lever is engaging those teeth, right? Understanding how something operates is 3/4 of working it. So you can see it's engaging those teeth, and as you click over, it grabs a tooth and it rolls that center bar each time. Well, that's not the only one that's grabbing those teeth. There's one back here too, this one. And it's got a little notch here. You can pull it like this to disengage those teeth, and you can pull this one, which now allows the thing to rotate, see? But in normal operation, this is the only one that works up here. It's the one that's doing all the work. This one keeps the tension on while you're tightening. Opening this up, I don't know if you can see this, there's a cam. This part here is bigger than this little part down here, this little black piece. It goes smaller. There's a reason for that design, because when you open it up like this, it hits this, and it's what moves this out. Okay, so when you open this up, it disengages that thing from the teeth. If you don't get it to this position here, you'll never get the thing to unwind. And what the real problem is that if you're actually working on something where you have it tight on a surface like this, and you're trying to open it, and your straps are going out the other way, guess what? How do you get your fingers in there now? Open it up. So it's really key that you understand that you have to get this all the way open. Here, this position here will not allow that to come out, because those dogs are not disengaged yet. You've got to have this thing all the way open so that little bump is pushing on those teeth to disengage. That's a secret to using these. Now the next trick that you do is when you do thread them, I'll go ahead and unwind this. You want to make sure that the loose end comes out on top. Why? Because if it doesn't, and you're up against the surface, let's look at this. The bottom one's got to slide. It has to slide. If you thread it the other way, like this, well, first off, your strap looks like this, and you can't really, you're pulling it out at an angle, And it's just going to be a bear to try and work with. So the strap always goes up this way. And then all the other videos, of course, show you how to tighten it up, basically put the loop on. And it's kind of a little weird once in a while. You kind of got to hold this and then get the thing going, you know. Whatever you going. These are a beautiful tool. So just remember, understand how that tool works right in this area. You've got two sets of keepers that are controlling that ratcheting mechanism. Put a good lithium lubricant on, and you should be good to go for quite a while.